What's up? YouTube Nation, Eagles Nation, Eagles Truth here with you. Alright, that was a good win last week. Everything I said happened the way I said it would happen. Alright. Now we turn our sights from the Arizona Cardinals to the Detroit Lions. Rawr. I don't know what Detroit Lions are talking. I haven't went to the message board. I haven't looked on YouTube or anything, so I'm kind of going in cold to this hate week. I don't know, how much I should really rile up their fur here because I don't know how much they're talking. I'm sure there's some idiots out there talking smack. It's hate week. People talk out their ass. Well, that's something I don't do. I don't just sit there and blatantly talk shit just to make the hate week better. All right. I try to bring facts into it. All right. Arizona Cardinals last week. All right. I really want to beat that team. I fucking hate the Cardinals so much. So much. So many times they're the worst. They're the worst team, and beat us. It's like nothing worse than that NFC Championship game. Anyway, so I said tight ends. Watch out for the tight ends. What happened? Tight ends got 3 touchdown passes. I said Eagles win by 3 points. What happened? They won by 3 points. I said the Cardinals would score the touchdown, the last touchdown of the game, to make it seem closer than what it was. That's what happened. So now I'm going to the Lions game now, trying to look smart again, to build up my resume like I actually know what I'm talking about. So people will actually turn to me and be like, this guy knows what he's talking about. He's usually right. And I can't do that. And the reason why I can't do that is because the Lions are so up and down, up and down, up and down. I don't know what team's going to show up. When they're good, like if I take the good Lions and use that as reference, and I say all the stuff and everything, and I predict the score, and I say it's going to be a close game and everything, and then the bad Lions come and we just shit all over them, well, that's great. But I don't know what the hell I was talking about. Same thing, if I think it's going to be the bad Lions, and I say we're going to go all, just tear through them, and it turns out to be a close game, but the Eagles win, great. But I don't know what I was talking about. And even worse if the Eagles lose. So, I don't know. This team's so up and down. At least the Arizona Cardinals, they play consistent. Now, they turn it over here and there, but they're consistent. You know pretty much what you're going to get. They're a well-disciplined team. The Lions are so undisciplined, it's ridiculous. If they could come in here and just, light us up. They can come in here and we can light them up. I don't know what you want from me. This team's so up and down, I can't explain it. The only way I can explain it is maybe, and I'll have to look at their schedule to see how they play from between home and away. Maybe it's that. Maybe they're just shit on the road. I don't know. I'm going to try to do this. All right, let's do it. All right. Obviously, we'll start with the Lions' offense and the Eagles' defense because that's when we think of the Lions, we think of Megatron pretty much. Now, we got to bracket him much like we did Larry Fitzgerald last week. Larry Fitzgerald still had his long catch and his highlight play for a touchdown. But if you take that one catch out, we held him pretty much in check. And even when he did make that catch, there was a lot of Eagles players right there surrounding him. And he just managed to break a tackle and hightail it to the end zone. Got to do better tackling. But I liked overall the way we played against Larry Fitzgerald. He was bracketed for most of the game. We got to do that with Megatron. We got to do it with Megatron. There's a fine line between paying too much attention to one player. I don't care if it's Megatron. I don't care if it's Jerry Rice out there. You pay too much attention to one player, everybody else starts eating you up. But you don't want to just treat him like he's an everyday receiver either because he will, tear you up. So there's a fine line there. And I think the Eagles last week did a very good job with that fine line because they have a very good receiver on the other side of Larry Fitzgerald. Is actually leading their team in yardage, not Larry Fitzgerald. And we still did decent. I mean, it was 7-24, midway through the third quarter. We got a bracket, Megatron. We got to get after and harass Matthew Stafford. And we can't let them do the little cute misdirections, or we can't play too aggressive to where, Reggie Bush is eating us alive. Reggie Bush and Calvin Johnson. Not saying they're the only offensive players on their team. There's other capable receivers and backs. I'm just saying, and tight ends. Pettigrew's, he's not bad. But those are the two players that you really can't let beat you. Matthew Stafford will throw it up. There's a lot of I trust you plays. That's another thing. The Eagles cornerbacks got to do a lot better at turning their head like they're locating the ball. Because there's many times on deep incompletions where I'm like, please don't be a flag, please don't be a flag, please don't be a flag. Because I'm looking right at it, and what I see, I think could be a flag. So you got to turn your head and locate the ball. You really do. And he will throw it up. There's a lot of times where Megatron is actually not open. He's not open. But he comes down with the ball because he out-wrestles and he goes up and he gets it. And Bradley Fletcher, we got bigger corners than what Eagles teams of the past typically had. So we got to get up there and even get a finger on something. Make sure that does not turn into a catch. And Rock Carmichael, our fourth cornerback or whatever, he's the worst. He does not turn to look at the ball. He's got to play the ball. But anyway, so that's the keys. Bracket Megatron. He'll get his. He'll probably get a touchdown, maybe like 80, 90 yards or anything. But you can't let him go into like complete beast mode. You can't let him. You just can't let him go apeshit. Keep him relatively in check. He'll get his. You're not going to shut him out. All right, but don't let him completely take the game away from you and harass Matthew Stafford, and just keep an eye on Reggie Bush. Relatively common sense shit. Now, Detroit Lions defense versus the Eagles offense. Look, last week I said it was going to be the tight end show, and it was. But that's because Arizona's strength was their defensive backs. I didn't think their linebackers would be able to cover our tight ends, and they weren't able to. This week, look for Deshaun Jackson and or Riley Cooper, either one of them or both of them, to have a big day. All right? This is not going to be the tight end show this week, I don't think. I'm not saying it can't be, because it's not like the Detroit Lions linebackers are amazing. But if you had to pick the weakness of their defense, it is their defensive backs. It is their secondary. I look at this kind of like, almost like the Green Bay game. I won't say Raiders game because I don't expect Foles to throw 7 touchdown passes. But, I can see Foles throwing it up. I really can. I can see the receivers being a lot more involved in this game than they were last game. A lot more. I can see some screens here and there because I can see that defensive line of the Lions, which is probably the strength of their defense, being overly aggressive. So use that against them. Use that against them. Okay? Catch them off guard. You want to be aggressive? Fine. Come at me. Come get me. Come get me. Oh, over your head. There goes LeSean McCoy. So you don't want to do that all the time, but in opportune moments, I can see at least 1 or 2 screens being a big play in this game. Now, I think this game comes down to whichever quarterback plays more efficiently. By efficiently, I don't mean just how many yards or how many touchdown passes. I mean efficiently. Avoids the costly mistakes. And right now, you got to go with Nick Foles. Can you argue it? He's been the most proficient quarterback in the whole entire league. Why do I say that? Well, let's see. He's got the best passer rating in the entire league. He's the only quarterback in the league that's thrown enough passes to qualify, whatever you want to make that be, to not throw an interception. Because I'm sure there's been a running back that did a trick play and threw an interception when he acted like he was going to run it. So he's probably 1 of 1 for 1 touchdown or something, you know. But, I mean, as a quarterback, you got to go with him. So that leads me to predict the Eagles to win this game. I'm not saying it because I'm an Eagles fan. If I thought the Eagles were going to lose the game, I would say they would lose the game. Okay? I think the Eagles win this game. If you want a final score out of me, I'll say Eagles 31, Lions 24. But this time, you ready for this? This time, the Eagles are actually the last team to score a touchdown. I can see it being 24-all, and the Eagles go and they score a touchdown to make it 31-24 later in the game. Now, I really don't care whether the final score is right or if that prediction of the Eagles finally being the last team to score is right. I really don't care whether that's right. I care that the Eagles win. That's my prediction. And my other semi-prediction is that the receivers of the Eagles are going to be the ones kind of moving the offense a little more than what the tight ends were last week. So, yeah. Let's get together. It's Wednesday night. It's going to be Thursday pretty soon. This week's moving along pretty fast. But until next time, I'm Eagles Truth, saying it how it is. Get ready, Lions fans. And it would be nice if the Cowboys lost to the Bears on Monday night. Peace.